dun 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 dun. Greetings, YouTube! Danny Staten here on the Daddy Dan blog. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. It's the Tuesday after, and I thought to continue the Memorial Day celebration today, I'd break out the war comic. That's right, to celebrate Memorial Day and a tribute to our troops. What's better than a war comic book? And maybe I'll get it right, and the third time's a charm, because this will be the third time I've tried to make this comic book review, and maybe I won't mess it up this time. That's right, YouTube. I'm flashing back to 1971 with some tales of the unknown soldier before he had his own comic, A Hammer of Shell. That's right. It's DC Star Spangled Banner number 156 from 1971, featuring the Adolf Hitler cover. You know, that's really big with nostalgic war buffs who collect these comics for weird covers. So let's bust it open and see what happened back in World War II. Oh boy, I'm excited. I couldn't be more excited for this one. Check it out. This brings back some wonderful memories from my tragic past. That's right. The tragedy was I ordered everything you see on these pages here before you. The skinhead rug, the boomerang, the nasty chewing gum that turns your mouth black, the glasses where you could see through things that didn't work, the giant plastic things, the giant plastic Frankenstein for your wall that fell apart after 2 days. Oh, the agony of all this really cool stuff. I should have ordered the projector. That's the one thing I didn't order out of a comic book. It's the one thing I should have ordered. On some dark streets of London in 1941, a man with a bandaged face known as the Unknown Soldier hobbles down Piccadilly Circus to meet Professor, whatever his name was, as a buzz bomb buzzes towards the city. Dun 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 dun. 1971 comic. So cool. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daddy Dan blog. I want to say I love the art in this comic book. It reminds me of the good old days, back when I was a child. It stimulates memory. As the bomb blows the laboratory to smithereens, Professor X, and it never says his name, it just calls him the Professor. He died in agony and terror, but before he died, he had created many lifelike masks for the Unknown Soldier. The Unknown Soldier, upset at his friend's death, peers at the incredible amount of the mask laid before him, and he devises a plan to take out the Fuhrer. And I swear this comic book moves at the speed of light. A while ago, last panel, last page, he developed a plan. Now you find him on a submarine, dressing the part. That's right. He's becoming Luftwaffe General Commandant Buttlick. Commandant Buttlick. That's right. Disguised as Commandant Buttlick on the submarine, he takes a boat to the shores of Germany, which I didn't know they actually had shores of Germany, but whatever, and infiltrates the Nazi party meeting dressed as Commander Buttlick. He confiscates a car dressed as Commander Buttlick. And Buttlick, as he heads for the mountain hideaway known as the Crow's Nest? I'll call it the Crow's Nest. We know that's not the real name, guys. It's Eagle's Nest. But I'm going to call it the Crow's Nest because I want to. Do you understand that? Because I want to. Yeah, Unknown Soldier changes his disguise and becomes the Fuhrer with a briefcase full of dynamite, yes. It's the Fuhrer! I thought the Fuhrer were in the bunker. I was out for a walk, you idiot. Get out of my way. As just like the Fuhrer, the Unknown Soldier sneaks down to the meeting room and puts the dynamite in a vent. People are coming. Quickly! Unknown Soldier changes his disguise back to this guy. Unknown Soldier is quick with the mask. And we get a really cool commercial for Big Holloway Bike Stakes for win a free bike giveaway. You could have won these really cool bicycles back in 1971. Sadly to say, I didn't know about this comic book contest. I was only 6, and I did not win a bicycle. But luckily, I was from a very well-off family that bought me lots of bicycles, so I guess I did win in the end. Just like you win with full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, so you can see all the incredible action in this old comic book. I know one captain that's really going to love this. The Fuhrer begins the meeting, laying out his horrible strategies. Buttlick looks in and sees the timer only has a few minutes. He decides to make his hasty retreat from the area as other Nazis make the plan to attack England. It was at that point that somebody discovered a bomb, but it was too late as the bomb went kaboom and just blew everybody up. And it's a boom. It was excitement like that that called for another commercial where you could have had a big ball. That's right, because everybody needs a big ball. But the big ball they're talking about was this really cool records you could have ordered back in 1971. Did you order the records from this cool comic book back in 1971? I was 6. Once again, I did not have this. Uh-oh. The blast has destroyed Buttlick's mask. So the unknown soldier switches to another mask with quickness. Hitler is outraged and orders everybody hung. So everybody he suspected had anything to do with it, he just had them hung because in this comic book, I am a madman, I am a lunatic named Hitler. Oh my God. Well, I don't know if it was all like that. Unknown soldiers headed for the exit, but he finds it blocked by 2 soldiers who's giving unknown soldier a hard time. He's dressed like an old woman. Okay, I can't get out of this. Wanted some potatoes. They send her back to the kitchen. She turns around, and of course, she's the unknown soldier. She chucks a potato bomb at him, and boom, blows up the thing, and then makes his escape. The end. The unknown soldier fails to kill Hitler. Unknown soldier is a failure as he leaves his discarded mask in the snow. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Does anybody else find that story somewhat disappointing? And then we get the most dismal and depressing thing that ever existed. We get airmail! And I'll go really slow for those of you out there in comic book land that really want to read this airmail. You can pause it and catch the whole stories of war from G.I. Joey Seth right here in Airmail! Inside a Star Spangled comic book from 1971. I know this one little goof named Michael Marone. That's right, my friend Michael Marone. We know he will pause it, read every word, and send me emails informing me of what I didn't inform you about that I should have. Thank you, Michael Marone. Or you could have had these really cool collections of back patches for your jackets. That's right. Because everybody needed the really cool psychedelic back patches of the 60s. It's when they took all the crap they had left over from the 60s and put it on sale in the back of comic books just for putzes. Oh, did I say that? God, the agony! As that guy from Lost in Space would say, the pain! The pain! Oh, the pain fills my soul as some jerkwagon has destroyed, has damaged the comic book. If I could turn back, oh God, this just, it's time for shout-outs. Oh, the agony and the pain of a damaged comic book. My head is throbbing. My stomach is churning. I think I may throw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh, I can't stand my comic books to be damaged, but damaged that bad? Somebody actually cut a page out? That just racks my brain and really hurts. Let me get on with this. A special shout out to my friend Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother Steven Sunstorm. You know the good stuff, guys, here on YouTube. They will not think this is good stuff, I promise you. Another shout out to Pat McCormick at the Golden Rage of TV. Pat McCormick, you rock, dude. And of course, a special shout out to Thrash Pondo Pons. He saved every one of us, and you can see me and Thrash Pondo save the world every Sunday afternoon at 7 p.m. Eastern, as we continue with our show of weird and strange, phenomenal movies you never heard of. Be sure to check us out. And while you're checking out stuff, check out Brain Bender's banner. You can see me there every Saturday night as part of the panel as we talk about a variety of subjects and topics. Mostly Corey over at Corey's Comedy Channel. You know Corey, he's the only YouTuber with business cards. And be sure to check out my friend, the Unapologetic Geek. You can see me there every other Sunday, usually, around 1 p.m. You know Eric, the Unapologetic Geek, Eric Miguel. He's the one that wrote that really cool book called Paradox right there. You should check that out. And moving right along, let me give another special shout out to the other author I know, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, who's got them books called Through Cryptid Encounters, Book 1 and Book 2 out. I got both of them. If you like real horror stories, they're the best ones you're going to find. As well as BK on the Air, Big Guys 45. My flock is everywhere, Sarah. Hey, you can see me and Snarky over there on my flock and Snarky's show on Thursday nights. Sometimes Thursday nights. I don't. My time schedule's all messed up, right? The Nostalgic Pod Blast Chance, Retro Nerd Girl, AAP Homestead, AAP for life. Hey, we miss you, AAP, the Unapologetic Geek. I've mentioned him. That is Eric McGill. And, of course, the Life and Sad Endings channel and my friend on the Supernatural Crossroads, Eric. Eric, who used to be Gypsy Road or Paranormal Highway, carries on now. Supernatural Crossroads. Oh, yeah. Yes, as a dream came true. But you know what, guys? I think it's my freaking nightmare because my comic book's destroyed. I have no title page. I can't give you a backstory. So I guess I'm just going to have to improvise the story on what's going on with these idiots in this World War I airplane comic strip right here because I have literally no reference to go with. So I'll start it back with, it was after the turn of the century in the clear blue skies over Germany came a roar and a thunder man had never heard, like the screaming sound of a big warbird. Up in the sky, a man in a plane, Baron von Richthofen was his name. They meant to try, and they meant to die. Now these guys are going to be buried together on a countryside. And excitement like that calls for the free ride. That's right. It's a free ride. Free ride. That's a horrible song. Yeah, you could have had a free ride in this incredibly cool Aurora Mark V modeling kit. You too could have been a speed racer. Oh, God. So, in full horrible panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, the story continues. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. The Bloody Red Baron was right up a storm. They meant to try, and they meant to die, them buried together on the countryside. Then come a hero, a brave little dog with a funny nose. We called him Snoopy. Yeah, but Snoopy was a failure. Snoopy went up, looking for the Red Baron. Snoopy found some balloons. Snoopy shot down some balloons, I bet. Oh, good Lord. With action like that, you have to have a commercial for some diamond rings. That's right, for $20 monthly, you could have had real diamonds and bought real diamonds right out of your comic book. Oh my God, does this sound like some kind of cubic zirconia scam? Did anybody buy their diamond rings from a comic book? You know, I'm thinking I didn't buy my diamonds from comic books back in the day. So as expected, Snoopy went up looking for the Red Baron. He couldn't find the Red Baron, but he shot down the Hindenburg, too. And the Vandenberg, too. And he shot down some balloons. In full aerial battle spectacular, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. You believe this? Do you believe it? He's shooting down balloons. Snoopy's a real hero. Blow up some more balloons, Snoopy. But now the Blue Baron has showed up. Who? The Blue Baron, because we ran out of red ink, apparently, while we were printing this comic book. We said, we ain't got no more blue, I'll just make it. Ain't got no more red, we'll just make him the Blue Baron. And now the Blue Baron shows up, and the Blue Baron goes one-on-one with Snoopy in aerial dogfights that makes my eyes hurt. And, of course, Snoopy takes out the Blue Baron the only way he can, because he sucks, by crashing his plane into him. Luckily, we find Snoopy dangling from a tree, and he's okay with a few cuts and scratches. You shot down the Blue Baron. Now, maybe one day we'll find the Red Baron. The end. Snoopy, you loser. And then you get this crap, whatever the heck this is at the bottom. I still hadn't figured it out. And if you know what that is, let me know in the comments below. It just made me ill the way this comic book ended. It made me mad that somebody cut up my comic book and made Swiss cheese out of a page. And now they want me to order 4 magnificent thoroughbred paintings, reproductions of some stupid horse pictures for your home or office. Who the hell orders horse paintings out of the back of a damn comic book? I wonder how many people ordered this. I wonder if some doctor was sitting around reading his kid's comic book and said, "Let me order them horses for the office." That's the stupidest shit I ever saw. I'm in a bad mood now. Oh, God, it just got worse. You could have had Woodstock left over from 1969, big concert Woodstock stuff they were selling at the concessions. We had tons of it left over, so now we're going to sell it to idiots in the back of comic books. Yeah, you know who ordered this? The same morons that sold these seeds. Oh, wait a minute. I really shouldn't say nothing. I was one of the morons who sold them seeds. I was one of the morons who had all the crappy prizes from selling seeds that fell apart. Oh, now I feel even worse. Well, YouTube, thanks for joining me. Happy Memorial Day week to everybody. I hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend a lot better than I did. And be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for me. Believe me, I need something to cheer me up after this comic book review. And I'll be back again next week with something maybe better. You don't never know what I might come up with, right? Till next time, guys, blug over.